one, it says BRL mesh, reference 193, reference 193. And below that, it reads as it's 2.4 meters wide. That's what the BRL mesh comes. Now, these are standard material dimensions that they gave you. The BRL mesh comes in 2.4 meter wide. It comes in a 30-meter roll. And when you lay it, you need to have 100 millimeter overlap when you're laying the BRL mesh. The cost of the roll is 1,584 Rand. That's what a roll costs. If you want to buy them individually, a meter is 73 Rand 50 for every meter. That means 1 meter by 2.4 meters wide, right? But if you buy a roll, you pay 1,584 Rand. Transport is going to cost us 180 Rand to bring the material to site. And then the labor and plant is that we already worked out early on, but we're just saying for now it's 8 Rand per square meter to lay that BRL mesh, right? So let's look at the first item, BRL mesh. I'm going to go back now to my calculation now. Right. If you look at the calculation there, now remember, they told you that, excuse me, the BRL mesh is 2.4 meters wide. And remember, our dimensions were 8.46 meters wide by 19.21 meters. 12.19 meters. 12.19 meters long. Right, 8.46. So if I had to work it out here now, if you look at the BRL mesh is 2.4 meters wide, and I need 100 millimeter overlap. So if I start putting the first one, that's why I got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. The first row like that, the first row is going to be cover 2.4 meters. The second one, because I'm going to overlap by 100, can you see how I drew it there just to show you the overlap? It'll only cover now 2.3. So I got 2.4 plus the 2.3 meters, which gave me 4.7 meters. That's where the second one will cover me though. Right, the first one covers me 2.4 meters. The second one will cover me. Normally, if I had to put it side by side, it would have covered 4.8. But because I got 100 millimeter overlap, it's going to cover 4.7. The third one will cover another 2.3 meters, which goes to 7 meters. And then the fourth, if I need to place a fourth one, which will go to 9.3. Although I got 8.46, I will need the fourth row there. Right, I will need the fourth row. And some of you may argue that we might even get away if I put, because I'm at 7 meters there, I just need another, what's it, about 1.5, because it's 8.46, 1.5 plus 100 overlap, 1.6 meter. Some of you may argue, let's just put a 1.6 meter there, but you'll all agree that you still have to buy a full roll to cut that as well, eh? Right, that's what I'm saying. If it was less than 1.4 meters, then I could have used half there, and the other half I could have put, in other words, instead of running 12 meters, I could have run about 6.5 meters, and the other half I should have ran overlap to that. But because it's I need 1.6 meters, I'm going to run short on the other half, so I'm going to need a full row there. So that's why you'll notice I said I'm going to need 4 rows of that BRL mesh. Right? I'm going to need 4 rows. So if you work out 4 rows times your 12.19 meters, 12.19 meters, I'm just to, because of wastage and all, I'll just say I'll go to 12.5 meters maybe if I'm going to put a row, right? 12.5 or whatever the case may be. But based on the calculation, there you go. You can see how we can even calculate it. 8.46 meters divided by 2.4 minus the 0.1 because of the overlap, which gave me roughly 3.67 rows, and I will use 4 rows. Okay, so I'm going to use 4 rows, and you'll notice that now each roll we said comes with 30 meters, right? 30 meter roll. So which means that I'm going to, if you look at here now, I've got 4 rows there by 12.19 meter. I should be able to get at least 2, in other words, 30 meters. So I'll be able to get 2 rows out of a roll. You agree? From one roll, I'll be able to run 12.19. I said, let's even make it 12.5. It's fine. Then the other one, another 12.5. That gave me roughly 25 meters. I'm going to be left with a 5-meter overlap. I'm going to have 5-meter wastage. But that's fine. I'll just leave it, because remember that you got to be conservative. You have to allow a little bit more than you should have. So if you look at here, in other words, because I'm running 4 rows of that, I need 2 rolls, because each roll is 30 meters. So one roll will cover 2 rows, and then the other roll will cover the other 2 rows. So 2 rolls at 1584 per roll. You'll notice that will come to 3,168 rand, right? Plus the transport, which is 180 rand, will give me 3,348 rand. And then because I need to put a rate per square meter. If you go back and you look at I'm going to just very quickly just go up quickly. You'll notice in here I need to put a rate per square meter. Can you see that? They want a rate per square meter. So I now need to go and divide by the total area of that reference 193 mesh, which is 103.13. And if I go back down, you'll notice that I got 3,348 rand divided by 103.13, which gave me 32 rand 46. That's the actual cost of the material per square meter. Plus the labor cost was 8 rand per square meter. That's what they told us in the story. A labor and plant is going to be 8 rand per square meter. That gave me 40 rand 46 plus my 12% markup. You'll notice that I would have put a rate of 45 rand 31 for that. Right. I would have put a price of 45 rand 31. And if I extend that, you'll notice 45 rand 31 times the 103.13. That would have given me the total cost. Right. Then let's rather just put it quickly while we at it here. So 45 rand 31. The way I would have put it is 45 rand 31. 45.31. That is the rate including my markup and everything else. And you'll notice somebody, if I want to extend that quickly. So I said 45.31 times 103.13. 45.31 times 103.13. It'll give me 4,672 rand and 82 cents. 4,672.82 cents. Right, that's the full amount of that laying that BRL mesh. Right, I'm going to look at what they tell us about the next item. Right, that was the first one there that we did that. Let's look at the next one now. The next one is, okay. I'm going to look at very quickly for the next item. Right. Item number 2, they talk about the face bricks, NFX bricks, face brick. The cost of the face bricks is for every 10,000, you'll pay 65,000 rand. If you buy a bulk load of 10,000, you're going to pay 65,000 rand. If you buy every 1,000, you're going to pay 8,200 rand. If you buy per 1,000, and if you buy each one, you're going to pay 993 rand for a unit, one brick. Transport, if you buy 10,000, is free. If you buy 1,000, it's going to be 350 rand, and less than 1,000 you need to pick up. And you have to include your transport cost there. Labor and plant is 450 rand to lay every 1,000 bricks. That's how much it's going to cost us, 450 rand to lay 1,000 bricks. Right, so just remembering that now. I know it's going to be a little bit hard, but I'll remember the values. 65,000 for 10,000 bricks, 8,200 for 1,000. I think let me just write it here quickly. So that I don't have to go back and forth. Right, so we got 65,000 Rand for 10,000. $8,200 for 1,000 and $9.93 for each unit. And then transport is free for 10,000 and 350 for that, and this is pickup. 450 Rand to lay 1,000 bricks. Right. Now that we know that information, we can go back very quickly. Let me go back to my brick work and see what we come up there. One second. Right. Oh, sorry. There was another option there. Sorry, class. Let me just go through the second part of this calculation for that 30 rolls. Remain of a full roll. Okay, sorry. There were two options on the previous one. I may have gone and put the wrong rate there. Just 1 second. I think we can get a cheaper rate because you got to work through it. Sorry, my apologies. I'm only seeing that now. Right. The other option was to. Oh no, sorry. This is if you built wastage into your rate, then you could have went for the second option. But the first option is obviously the right one. But normally what happens, you allow 15% wastage, right? You have to allow at least 15% wastage. And if you're allowing that 15% wastage, you'll notice that you could have saved that 5.62 meters that's left from each. You know, when you put 12.19, you could have saved that, but I don't want to confuse you. Leave that, because unless we specifically ask you to include wastage into the your rate, because we don't normally ask you to do that, because that's based on your markup and so on. Right. Looking at the NFX bricks, we got option number 1 is to buy 10,000 bricks. We said at 65,000, transport is free. Option 2 is to buy 1,000, and we're going to pay 8,200 for every 1,000 bricks that you buy. So in total, we got 6,000. Was it 6,886? No, it was 6,559. Am I right? Anyone can reiterate the quantity that we had there? Okay, let me just go up. I think it was 6,5. What would I get? 6,559. Yeah, it was 6,559. How did I get 6,886? 6,559. Sorry, it's going to change slightly. I'm going to have to change the 6,559. Right. So the option is basically to buy. I don't think it's going to make much difference down here. Right. If you buy 10,000, we're going to pay 65,000 Rand, because we need 6,559 plus wastage and all that 15%. You'll notice it. You're going to add another about 1,000 to that. So 7,500 you're going to need roughly. Right. But if I buy 1,000, so I said if I'm buying 1,000, I need to buy 7,000, right? In terms of, because remember, yeah, I'm not including my wastage in this as yet, right? 7,000. So that's going to give me 7,000. It's going to be 8,200 per 1,000. So it's 7 times 8,200. Plus, remember the transport is 350 Rand for every 1,000. So it's going to be plus 7 times 350 Rand. So that comes to 59,850 if I buy 7,000. Then option 3 is to buy each brick. In other words, okay, this value is wrong. Now I'm going to have to change that value, 6,559. 6559 times 993. Let me just recalculate that. 6559 times 993. It gives me 65,130. That value there was slightly wrong. 65,130. 130 because, but that's excluding transport, and you can see it's already not feasible because even before taking the transport into account, the amount is still more than the other two. So option 3 straight away out of the count. Option 1 and 2 is the ones that we'll consider, because option 2, we're going to spend 59,850. That's based on buying 7,000 bricks. Option 1, we're going to pay 65,000 based on buying 10,000 bricks. Now, we're getting 3,000 more bricks for a mere 5,150 Rand more. So our best option here, however, is based on getting the cheapest rate, would be to buy 7,000 bricks at 59,850. Then we're going to add the labor and the plant, which is going to be 7,000 divided by 1,000 because it's 450 Rand per 1,000. So it means that the labor is going to cost us 3,150, and then your cumulative price is going to come to 63,000. So the rate is 63,000 per 6559. Sorry. 9 bricks. The rate is 63,000 per 6,559. So I'm going to have to go 63,000 divided by 6559, and that's going to come to 9 Rand 61 cents per brick, because remember it's 9 Rand 61, and then I have to add my markup plus my 1.12, which is my 12% markup, which gives me roughly which will come to 10 Rand 76 per brick. 10 Rand 0.76. Going to give me 10 Rand 76 per brick. Right, now remember, we're allowing our markup, which I said will compensate for my profit, my wastage, and everything else, because you don't want to push your prices up too much. I don't want to allow 15% of wastage and still going to put another markup over and above that. Now I could lose a job because I'm being a bit too conservative. In other words, I'm heading too much of a markup based on the wastage and so on. So if you look at that, it's going to come to 10 Rand 76 per brick. All right, let's go back up. So my NFX bricks will be 10 Rand 0.76 and 10.76 times 6559, which gives us roughly 70,574 Rand and 84 cents. 70,574.84 cents. Right. That's basically the second one. Right. The third one, let's see if I can have some feedback, because you're going to work through the rest of them. But first of all, the third one is your 250 DPM, the damp-proof membrane that goes underneath your mesh. We know that the area is 103.13, but if you looking at the story, very quickly, I'm going to bring up the story on that, what they told us about that DPM mesh. Right, looking at the mesh here, they say, I'm going to go down a little bit. The mesh, they tell you that it's 1.2 meters wide. That's what sorry, not the mesh, the plastic, my apologies, the DPM, damp-proof membrane plastic. It comes in a 1.2 meter wide roll. The roll is 60 meters. You need 150 millimeter overlap. And the cost of a roll is 374 Rand. The cost per meter is 7 Rand 24. And to transport is 180 Rand. And your labor cost is going to be 5 Rand 30 labor and plant per square meter. Quickly, before I get you to attempt the rest of them, anybody? How many rolls are we going to need roughly? Anyone, how would you, how many rolls are you going to need? It's 1.2 meters wide. It's 150 overlap that you need. So how many rolls would you need? Class, can you hear me? Anyone? Can you guys hear me, class? I said it comes 1.2 meters wide. You need a 150 overlap. How many rolls are we going to need? Anyone? It's going to be 8.46 divided by 1.2 minus 0.15. Isn't that so? So which is divided by 1.05. So roughly you should need about 8 rolls. Isn't that so? Class? If you look at it, the first row, the first one will go to 1.2 meters. The second one will go to 2.3, then 3.4, 4.5, 5.6, 6.7, 7.8, and then the last one will go to 8.9, and we need 8.46. So you're going to need 8 rolls, as I said to you. Now, you know that you're going to need 8 rolls. It's 60 meters a roll. You should get about 4 rolls from a roll. Isn't that so? You should get 4 rolls from a roll because it's 12 meters, 12.19. If it was exactly 12, you would have got 5. But I said we allowed that for the wastage. So 4, you'll get 4 rolls from a roll. And then you need 8 rolls. So you're going to need 2 rolls. You work out what's the cost for 2 rolls at 374 and 40, or you can also work out what's going to happen if you use the balance of those at 724 per meter, which obviously will come a lot more. And then you can work out the transport 180 Rand, and then add your labor 530 and your markup. Class, any questions regarding this, class?
So will test 1 be on campus?
No, we haven't had an instruction. As it stands, it's going to be online next Wednesday morning. But because the last communication was they were going to let us know what's happening with the third-year student. Have you heard anything about what's the story with the other subjects? What did they tell you? Are you going to be on campus or?
No, they're still waiting for confirmation whether you can go back to campus next week.
Exactly the same thing, but right now we don't know what's the story, whether they're going to allow you on campus or what. So just check Moodle. Moodle will tell you exactly what's because I'm waiting for an update. So Moodle will tell us exactly what's the story.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, but if I don't post anything, yeah, well, I will post to tell you whether it's online or on campus. Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions, class?
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
No, please repeat the DPM parts again, sir, please.
The DPM. Okay, I'll repeat it quickly. Right. Basically, what I said is DPM. Excuse me, man. it comes 1.2 meters wide, and the roll is 60 meters. But you need a 150 overlap. Right. Now, when I worked it out here, because I took 8.46 meters, that's how wide our building is, divided by 1.2 minus 0.15 for the overlap. And I get roughly 8. I'm going to need 8 rows of the plastic. And I also went and physically told you, because if you look at it, my first one will go up to 1.2 meters. Then the next one will go roughly, I said 1.2 minus 150. So it'll go to about 2.205 roughly, because you take away the 150 and so on. You'll notice that you will need 8. That's what I calculated, the 8. So if I got 8 rows, now it's a 60-meter roll, and I'm going to lay it at 12.19. So I said to you that 8 rows will give me, 60 meters will give me at least 4 rows. 60 meters will give me 4 rows. Sorry, 1 second. Can I just take this? Sorry, quickly, just. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. How can I help? Oh, no, sorry. I won't be interested, man. And I'm busy. I'm actually busy in a lecture now. Sorry about that. Right. Thanks, sir. Sorry. Sorry about that, class. Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is that we got 8 rows, and it comes as a 60-meter roll. If I'm going to run, because the building length is 12.19 meters, I'll be able to lay 4 rows from one roll. 4 rows will come to just under 50 meters. Although I'll get a 10-meter extra, I said normally we allow that for wastage and so on, so I'll put that aside. So because one roll is going to give me 4 rows, I got 8 rows, I'm going to need 2 rolls. So you work out 2 rolls now times the cost. The cost is 374 Rand. Then you add your transport 180, and you add your labor 530 per square meter. Then you add your 12% markup, and that should give you your rate. Then you take the rate and you multiply by the quantity, which is 103.13. That'll give you your final price. And exactly the same thing you're going to do for all the other items. They give you all the specifications, and you'll have to just work through that. Hope that helps you out. Does it?
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. It's clear now.
Pleasure. Any other questions, class? You have any other questions?
So can you show me how you get the 111.7 for the brick reinforcement? The 5 cost one. I still can't get it.
Okay. You send me your working. Send me your working on the thing, and I'll show you.
Email it to you.
Yeah, you can email it to me. Okay, quickly. Let me just go through it very quickly, and I'll show you basically what to see for the rest of them. Normally, I won't do it, but I'll give you a bit of a. Let me bring that up, and I'll show you quickly, right? As I said, with tutorials, I'm a bit, because students want to just sit back, but I will. Right. So I said you 112. It's actually 111.7, but there we go. If you look at it, can you see the calculation there for the 7.5 millimeter? 75 millimeter. That's the internal walls, right? Now you'll notice that in order for me to work out how many strands I need, how many strands do I need of that? Because I told you that it's at every. Okay, sorry, that's a 75 millimeter. That was every five causes, Right, so it's 2.8 meters divided by, remember that each cause is 0.085 millimeters. Brick, because the brick is actually 75 millimeters high, plus your mortar comes to 85 millimeters. So each cause is 85 millimeters high. So it's going to give me, I may have slipped up slightly, but let's see what my calculation comes, because it said the internal was 5 at every 5 courses. I will add it on 3, yeah, but it shouldn't make much difference. Let's see. Right, so it's the 2.8 meters high, that's your ceiling height, divided by each course is 85 millimeters high, times 5, because every 5 courses you're going to put a strand, right? So you'll notice that will come to, let me get this quickly, 2.8 divided by 0.085 times 5 equal to, it's actually 7 courses, 7 strands that I'm going to have, and not 12 there. Okay, but it makes a slide because I worked on every 5 because the
Sorry, sir.
so, yeah, sorry, 1 second, sorry, 1 second. I just want to close my door. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, come again. Hello.
I'm just asking here, what is the height of the brick? Is it 75 or 85?
No, it's 75. Brick 75 with the mortar, it comes to 85 millimeters high.
Oh, okay, now I understand, sir.
Yeah, because you have to add 10 millimeters for your cement, your mortar, right? So that's going to give me 7 strands there, right? That because it's 7 strands, I take the total. Now remember that it's going to 7 strands. That's what I'm going to get on the wall times, I told you we just use the length of that as 8.46. That's, remember, sorry, that's the length of the wall between the actual students section and the instructor and the filing cabinet, right? So 7 times 8.46. Let's go there. 7 times 8.46, which will give me 59.22. Right? Sorry, because I worked on 5, though obviously it's going to give me a different answer, but 59.22 there. Right, and then I worked out the openings there. The openings came to 14 meters. If you worked out the opening, because remember there's an opening which is a just an excess opening there, which was 1 meter wide by 2.1 meter high, and then the instructor's opening as well was there, which was 2 meters by 0.9 meters high. Right, there were two openings there, and I worked out that you're going to lose 14 meters there. Right, but just to give you an idea how you look at the openings is, if I took for argument's sake, take the door now. The door was 1 meter wide, so, and it's 2.1 meter high. So you take 2.1 meter and you divide it by the 0.085, which is the 1 brick times every 5 layers. You're going to get a strand. So I took the 2.1 divided by 0.085 times the 5 layers, which gives me roughly 4.994. So on that itself, I'm going to lose 4.94 meters. Sorry, 5 strands of that. So if I worked out, I'm going to lose roughly 5 strands on the door. In other words, I have to, because I can't put where the opening is. I can't put the brick force. So 5 strands times 1 meter wide means 5 meters there. That's what I'm going to already save there, 5 meters there. And then for the opening, same story. You take the 0.9 divided by, sorry, the opening is, yeah, it's point. Okay, somebody who's got the drawing in front of them, just to confirm, what are the instructor's opening? Is it 0.9? 2 by 0.9 meters?
It's 2 by 0.9.
Okay, so you take the 0.9i because you have to work out the height. 0.9 divided by your 0.085. 0.085. Oh, okay, wait. Let me just clear that. 0.9 divided by 0.085 times 5 again, which gave me roughly 2. Give me about 2.1. So let's say 3. That's 3 strands that we're going to lose there. 3 by 2 meters, which gave me 6. So I said 6 plus the other one was 5. That's actually 11, and not 14. It comes to 11 meters now, because obviously Right. So it's 11 meters that I'm going to take away for the opening. So it's going to come to 48.22. Please just bear with me. I'm changing the values because I worked on 3 courses. It's every 5 courses, right? I'm going to get roughly 48.22. What did I say? 4 plus 2, 4. Okay, roughly 48.22 meters there. Sorry, the opening is 2 meters wide, right? 2 by 0.9. Plus?
Yes, sir.
2 by 0.9. Okay, so it actually work out to 2 by 4. That 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 by 4 plus 4, 8. Sorry, my apologies. It's 8 meters that I'm going to take away. Okay, I'll show you just now how I got that. So it's 51.22. 51.22 meters, but basically you're getting the hang of it. I'm going to work out the number of strands that I need going up at every 5. My apologies, I'm confused with the 5 and the 3. So the internal is every 5 courses, the external is 3 courses. Right, so basically I'm going to get 51.22 meters for that wall there, which is the wall separating the instructor and the filing room with the students' quarters. Right, then remember the other wall, the wall that actually separates the filing cabinet and the instructor's room. There's just one door that we need to take away for, right? So basically, if you look at it, it was 7 strands now because I don't have to go and calculate the strands and all again. It's going to be 7 strands that I need for that because the height is the same times 2.615. That's the length of that wall, right? That wall is 2.615, which gives me 7 times 2.615, which is equals to 18.31 roughly 18.31 meters. That's right, 18.31 meters. That's what I'm going to get there. And then 18.31. Now I'm going to take away for the door, right? The door, same story. The door is 2.1 meter high. So same story. I'm going to work out 2.1. I think I'm going to get 4 rows again there. 2.1 meter high divided by 0.85 times 5, which gives me roughly exactly right. It gives me 4 rows that I have to take away for. So 4 rows times the 0.9 means that I'm going to take away. It's 4 strands times not 8. Now it's 4. 4 strands times 0.9, which means I'm going to take away 3.6 meters. So which is equal to 3.6 meters. And if I go and say 18.31 minus 3.6, so roughly 17 meters there. So let's say 18.31 minus 3.6, which gives me 14.71. Okay, that's they just put the whole thing there, 14.71. I need to show this now. I'm taking that away. So in total, it's going to be. I'm just going to put the value there. Apologies, class again. So it's going to be 14.71 plus the 51.22, which gives me. Sorry, it's actually 65.98. Let's say 66 meters. Should get 65.98 roughly. Right, 65.98 meters. I said you 112, which was almost double because I worked on every three courses. Right, just to reiterate, let's show you how we got it. I took the height of the wall and I divided by 5 courses, every 5 courses, which gave me 7 strands roughly. Right, 7 strands times 8.46 for the wall between the instructor and the instructor filing cabinet and between the students' quarters. 7 strands times 8.46 came to 59.22 meters. Then I minus for the openings, which came to roughly 8 meters, right? Because it was 4 by the 1 meter, which was for the door. And then I had 2 strands by 2 meters, which gave me another 4 meters, which came to a total of 8 meters. So I came to 51.22. Then the wall that separates the instructor room from the filing room, again 7 strands times 2.615 gave me 18.31 meters, and I took away 4 strands for the door that you got there, but it's 0.9 meters times 4, which gave me 3.6 meters, leaving me with 14.71 meters. 14.71 plus the 51.22 gave me roughly 65.98 meters. Okay. Any queries, class, regarding that? As I said, sorry, Syed, for giving you 112, but my apologies. I worked on 3 courses there. Does
No problem.
help you out there? Syed?
Yeah, it's better now. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other questions, class? Any other questions? Okay, if there are no questions, thank you very much. And the next time I see you, you'll be writing your test. I will, if it's online, I will post the test on Moodle. Please make sure you all have access to Moodle. You're starting your test at 8 o'clock. I will post it just before that, so you will have it at 8 o'clock on the Moodle. Right. On the Moodle will be the instruction. You'll have to do your work and you email it to the address that's given there. Right. And I don't want you to yeah, okay, but the instructions will be there, whether you're gonna upload it to Moodle or whatever. I'll put the instructions there. Depending on how stable Moodle is at that time, we'll put the instructions all on there. Okay, thank you very much, class. All the best.
Sir, can you upload this work on Moodle?
I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
I'll post this now on Moodle, right?
Okay, thank you.
Right, pleasure, right, bye.